Hi, I'm Mark from L&M Small Engines. Today we'll be working on a Craftsman Snowblower. It has a 5-horse electric start Tecumseh on it. It's a 24-inch cut. As you can see, it's been sitting for a couple, 2-3 years. It has a lot of dust and weeds growing all over it. They want to get it running in case we get a bunch of snow this year. So we'll check everything out. So hope you enjoy the video. Yeah, the first thing I'm gonna check is make sure the shear pins ain't broke. And make sure when you turn the propeller, the augers work. And check the skid plates, one on each side. And check your scraper bar. Make sure the scraper bar is not touching the ground. That's what wears them out. And that all looks good. So next thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna check the belts on it real quick. Okay, I loosened up the bolt on the other side. And you want to check for cracks or tears. These belts actually look real good. Make sure the idler pulleys spin freely and everything. And that all looks good. So our next step is take the carburetor off, drain the oil and everything. Okay, I'm gonna drain the oil next, and what I like to do is put a 2x4 under the front of this, so where the drain plug is on the back of the motor, it gets all that old oil out of the block. And there's our oil drain tube with the plug on the end. That's on there pretty doggone tight too. Wipe up that excess oil there. Oh, while it's draining, I guess we're going to start tearing the carburetor apart. Here, we're going to go ahead and pop this cover off. We'll take this choke lever handle off so we can slide this off there. And there's 2 Phillips screws here that screw on the side of the carburetor here. And we got 1 5/16 up on top, it looks like. We won't take that one all the way off. It slides in there. And we'll unhook the wire for the key stop. And there's our carburetor. Looks like it's been sitting for a long time. Okay, we'll unhook the fuel line. You gotta be careful on these because you have them plastic inlets on these particular ones. Break the grip of the fuel line on there, and just gently pry it off. Looks like there's some gas in there, so I'll grab a cup. You can already smell that old gas. Oofta. While it's doing that, I'm going to change the plug. Well, the gas is draining. And on these 5-horse Tecumsehs, they have a J19LM in them. You know, not burning too terribly bad, but we're going to put a new plug in there, a brand new Champion. Still dripping a little, so take the primer hose off for the carburetor. There we go. It looks like we have 2 bolts on this. One side's a 3/8 and one side's a 7/16. The 3/8 is on the inside, and on the outside here's a okay. Let's do the other side. Okay, now we just got to unhook the linkage, and where the linkage is hooked up, remember where it is. We can put it in the same exact hole. That was this one right here. Okay, I'm going to spray the outside of the carburetor off with some carburetor cleaner before we tear it apart. And we'll take a look on the inside of it. Okay, this bottom bolt / jet is a 1/2 inch, so got some dirt in there, and the needle and seat is real sticky. So we're just gonna go ahead and boil this out. So I'll go ahead and stick that in the ultrasonic carburetor cleaner, and it should look like brand new when it comes out. Okay, just got the carburetor out of the ultrasonic boiler. Cleaned it up really nice. Now we need to get the old seat out of here where the needle went. So just take a little screwdriver. Just be careful you don't damage the sides. And just go in there and turn it a few times. And get your air hose. And it'll shoot right out. Just like that. So you can see there's nothing in there. So we'll grab our new seat. It's smooth on one side and rigid on the other. The rigid side goes in there. Then I get it halfway square in there. And I use a 3/16 drill bit. I use the back end of it. Make sure there's no spurs on it or whatever. Make sure it's nice and smooth. And just stick it in there. And push it all the way down. And that's how you set your seat. I'm just going to blow a little air in there. Make sure there's no debris in there. Before we put our needle in there. We'll grab our new bowl gasket. We'll grab our new needle and the needle holder. Clip it on there. And on our jet, there's 2 holes on the side and a little itsy bitsy one right here. So we block off one of them holes. Shoots a nice stream out of the top. And there's a little hole on the side right here. Make sure you clean that out. Then we get our new gasket. And on this small side of the bowl, that goes up on this side here. We'll go ahead and tighten that up. Then we got an idler jet that went on the side, or people call them pilot jets. There's a hole here and a hole here and a little small one up on top. Plug one of the holes. And make sure a nice stream comes out of the top there. Go ahead and put it in there, and you tighten this one up all the way. Okay, now we're ready to put it on the snowblower. Now I'll put the governor rod back in there. And it was on that inside one there. Nuts here. I'm going to grab a magnet because my fingers are kind of big. We'll get that started and we'll do the other side here. Get these snugged up. Okay. And I'll hook up the primer hose while we're on this side over here. Make sure that's nice and snug. Make sure everything's working. Good. Before we hook up the fuel line, I want to blow in the tank. Make sure there's no old gas or water in the tank, so a little bit of gas might shoot out of the hose there, but I want to make sure that tank's nice and clean before we put new gas in there. All right. Now we can go ahead and hook up the fuel line here. We'll put our clamp on. Now we'll hook up that kill wire. Go ahead and tighten them 2 screws up. Then we got that 5/16 up here we gotta tighten up. And put our choke handle on. Okay, now all I gotta do now is add some oil. And you want to use 1030 on these. And we're gonna start off with 1/2 quart, 16 ounces. Then we'll check it. We might need a little bit more. If you use this snowblower in the summertime, you can use 30 weight, but there's no snow around here in the summertime. You want to use a 1030 because it's a thinner oil. Grab a towel here. Need to add a little bit more. It's going to take exactly 16 ounces, it looks like. Okay, all I got to do now is put some gas in it. We'll see if this thing will run, so we'll be ready for that snow. Okay, this guy done putting gas in it. We'll get our power cord, go and prime it. Put it on fast idle, put it on choke. Well, there you go. Runs like new again. Hope you enjoyed the video. Appreciate you watching, and you have a good afternoon. Bye.